Have you ever found yourself declining invitations or feeling like socializing just isn't as appealing as it used to be? Maybe you're not as eager to attend family gatherings or meet up with old friends. You might wonder, am I just getting old, or is something else going on? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we age, it's not uncommon to start avoiding social situations more, even though we know it's important to stay connected. It's easy to feel like it's a natural part of aging. After all, don't we all slow down as we get older? But here's the thing. It's completely normal to want some solitude or to avoid social gatherings as you get older, and there are actual psychological reasons behind it. This doesn't mean you're becoming antisocial or withdrawing from life. In fact, understanding why this happens can help you embrace it with self-compassion and even take action to balance your social life in a way that feels right for you. In this video, we're going to explore 6 psychological reasons why you might start avoiding people more as you age, and why it's perfectly normal. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these changes, but also learn how to adjust your approach to relationships and socializing so you can still feel connected, without forcing yourself to do things that don't bring you joy. Let's begin with the first reason, the desire for more personal space. As we grow older, we naturally start valuing our personal space more. When we were younger, we might have thrived on social interactions, constantly surrounded by family, friends, and colleagues. But as the years go by, there's a shift in what feels comfortable. This doesn't mean you don't love your family or appreciate your friends. It just means that, over time, your need for alone time increases. Think about it. As we age, life can become more introspective. We've already experienced so much, and now we might find solace in reflecting on that journey. We may feel more connected to our own thoughts, our hobbies, or the activities that bring us peace, like reading, walking, or gardening. This desire for solitude is rooted in the need for emotional balance. As we get older, we tend to become more selective about how we spend our time, focusing on what truly makes us feel fulfilled. It's a form of self-care, recognizing that it's okay to want space and to prioritize your own needs over others' expectations. This shift is perfectly normal, and it doesn't mean you're isolating yourself out of negativity. Rather, it's an expression of your changing emotional needs. If you feel the pull of solitude more often, honor it. Give yourself permission to say no to social events without guilt. And remember, personal space can actually help recharge your energy, so you can be your best self when you do engage with others. The second reason why you may start avoiding people as you age is related to changing priorities. As we age, our priorities naturally shift. In your younger years, you might have placed a great deal of importance on career goals, socializing, or raising a family. But in later life, especially after retirement, your focus often turns inward. You may begin to value peace, comfort, and a slower pace of life. This shift in priorities can make socializing feel more like an obligation than a choice. You might find that spending time alone or engaging in hobbies that bring you fulfillment takes precedence over group activities or big social events. And that's okay. It's not about rejecting relationships, but about finding balance. If you've spent years doing for others, it's only natural that you might want to do for yourself now. This could mean taking more time for hobbies, exploring new interests, or simply enjoying quiet moments in nature. What's important is recognizing that these changes in priority are part of natural aging, and they shouldn't make you feel guilty. It's also worth noting that the nature of friendships can evolve as we age. You might find that you connect with people in a different way. You may enjoy one-on-one interactions more than group gatherings or prefer deeper, more meaningful conversations over small talk. These are all reflections of your priorities changing. The need for companionship doesn't disappear, but it often becomes less about quantity and more about quality. If you find yourself seeking more intimate connections and fewer large social outings, this is a healthy and natural progression. The third reason why we may start avoiding people as we age is related to declining energy levels. Let's face it, after years of managing busy schedules, work, and family responsibilities, it's completely normal to feel like you just don't have the same energy to socialize as you once did. As we age, our physical and emotional energy naturally decrease. And socializing, especially in larger groups, can feel more draining than it did when we were younger. This isn't to say you don't enjoy being around others. It just means that your body's need for rest and rejuvenation becomes more pronounced. The good news is that this is a sign of self-awareness, recognizing that your energy needs to be managed. Instead of feeling compelled to keep up with a busy social calendar, you may prefer fewer, more meaningful interactions that don't leave you feeling exhausted. Embracing this new rhythm allows you to conserve energy for the activities that truly matter to you. And it's perfectly okay to say no to invitations that don't feel worth your energy. In this stage of life, it's important to honor your need for rest. This might mean skipping a dinner party in favor of a quiet evening at home, or choosing a peaceful walk in the park over a loud social gathering. The key is to listen to your body, respect your energy levels, and focus on what brings you the most joy and fulfillment. And trust me, doing this doesn't make you less social. It just means you're choosing to protect your well-being. Now that we've covered the first 3 reasons, valuing personal space, shifting priorities, and declining energy levels, it's time to dive deeper into the next set of reasons and explore how they impact our relationships and overall sense of connection. Stay tuned, because we're just getting started, and the next few reasons will help you understand even more about how aging naturally affects our social lives. Let's keep going. Continuing from where we left off, let's dive into the next reason you may start avoiding people more as you age: the emotional toll of past relationships. As we get older, it's natural to have a lot of history, whether it's family relationships, long-term friendships, or even romantic partnerships. But with all that history comes a certain amount of emotional baggage. Over time, we may have experienced disappointments, conflicts, or the passing of loved ones. These experiences can impact how we feel about socializing. Sometimes, it's easier to withdraw than to confront the complexities of old relationships. Maybe you've had a falling out with a friend or experienced grief after losing a spouse, and the thought of engaging with others brings up old emotions. Or perhaps, after years of social obligations, you begin to realize you're not getting the same emotional satisfaction from certain relationships that you once did. It's perfectly normal to feel this way as you age. What's important is recognizing that it's okay to take a step back. It's not about rejecting others, but about creating the emotional space you need to heal or focus on the relationships that bring you joy and peace. Sometimes avoiding people isn't about not liking them. It's about taking care of yourself and making sure your emotional needs are being met. This self-care is crucial for your mental and emotional well-being. It's also a good time to reassess the people in your life. As we grow older, we often become more selective about who we spend time with. We start prioritizing relationships that are supportive, positive, and nurturing. If you find that certain relationships drain you, it's okay to take a break or step away for a while. Focus on building or strengthening the relationships that help you grow and feel good about yourself. Remember, you deserve connections that bring positivity and joy into your life. The next reason for wanting to avoid people as we age is the increasing value placed on time alone. As we age, we tend to look inward more, reflecting on our life experiences and contemplating our purpose. This introspection can lead to a deeper appreciation for time spent alone. It's a time when we want to slow down, not just physically but emotionally as well. We start to appreciate the small moments, the peaceful solitude, and the time spent doing things that fulfill us personally. For many seniors, this phase of life is about reevaluating priorities and finding joy in activities that bring peace rather than social validation. This desire for more time alone doesn't mean you're lonely or depressed. In fact, it's a sign of emotional maturity and self-awareness. You're becoming more in tune with what you truly need, and sometimes that means enjoying solitude without the pressure of social engagements. Spending time alone can be incredibly rejuvenating. It gives you the space to connect with your inner self, pursue hobbies or passions, and enjoy activities that don't require the presence of others. Whether it's reading a good book, tending to a garden, or simply sitting in quiet reflection, this alone time allows you to recharge and feel more balanced. You're not avoiding people. You're reclaiming your peace and energy, which is essential for emotional well-being. This need for more alone time is also linked to the concept of being comfortable with yourself. After years of being busy with work, raising a family, and maintaining social connections, it can be incredibly liberating to embrace quiet moments. This doesn't mean you're withdrawing from life, but rather, you're learning to enjoy your own company and recognize the importance of nurturing yourself. And let me tell you, that is an incredibly valuable skill to develop, especially as we age. Next up, let's talk about the impact of health issues on socializing. As we get older, we're more likely to experience health changes that can make socializing more challenging. Whether it's joint pain, hearing loss, or just general fatigue, physical health issues can make leaving the house or engaging in group activities more difficult. And let's not forget that health conditions like arthritis, heart disease, or even anxiety can make social interactions feel exhausting or overwhelming. If you've been dealing with health problems, it's natural to want to stay home more and avoid situations that might exacerbate your discomfort. You might not feel like going out when you're dealing with chronic pain, or you might not want to participate in social events because you're worried about your health. This is completely normal, and it's important to recognize that you don't have to force yourself to be social when you're not feeling up to it. That said, it's also important to find ways to stay connected, even if it means adjusting how you interact with others. For example, if going to a big family gathering feels like too much, consider meeting a friend for a quiet walk in the park. If you can't make it to an event, maybe a phone call or a video chat would allow you to maintain your relationships without putting too much strain on your body. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries with yourself and others, and it's okay to find new ways of socializing that work for your health. Now that we've explored a few reasons why avoiding social interactions can be normal as you age, let's move on to the final 2 reasons in the next part. These will help you understand even more about why socializing might feel less appealing, and how to find a balance that allows you to stay emotionally healthy and connected with the people who matter most. Stay with me as we continue to explore these important psychological aspects of aging. As we continue to explore the reasons behind wanting to avoid social interactions as you age, let's delve into one that many people don't often talk about: the changing perception of social value. As we get older, we begin to view our time and interactions differently. Socializing may no longer hold the same appeal it once did, especially if we start to feel that our relationships aren't adding value to our lives. We may feel that we've already done the socializing part of life, and that the energy required to maintain friendships or acquaintances is simply not worth it anymore. This shift in perspective can be really liberating. You start to prioritize relationships that are genuine and meaningful, rather than filling your time with superficial interactions. In your younger years, you might have been motivated by the desire for approval, social validation, or just the hustle and bustle of a busy life. But now, as you age, you realize that your time is precious, and you don't want to waste it on people or activities that don't bring you joy or fulfillment. It's a process of streamlining your social circle and investing in relationships that nourish your soul. And it's okay if this means spending more time with a select few, rather than trying to maintain a large social network. In fact, many people find that smaller, more intimate gatherings are far more rewarding than big parties or group outings. It's not about avoiding people, it's about being more discerning about who you spend your time with. This newfound perspective can make you feel more empowered and aligned with what truly matters. Another important reason for avoiding people more as we age is the tendency to want less drama and stress in our lives. As we get older, many of us start to crave peace. We've been through our share of life's ups and downs, and we may have reached a point where we simply don't want to deal with conflict or stress from others anymore. This could be family disagreements, misunderstandings with friends, or even workplace drama. At this stage, the idea of dealing with these stressors just feels exhausting. We've learned that peace of mind and emotional stability are far more valuable than keeping up with drama. This shift in mindset is entirely natural and healthy. You've likely learned over the years what you value and what drains your energy. As you get older, it's important to surround yourself with people who are positive and uplifting, and who don't add unnecessary stress to your life. Saying no to situations that feel emotionally draining or toxic is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental health. The desire to avoid drama and stress doesn't mean you're becoming a recluse. It just means that you're prioritizing your peace and well-being. Now let's talk about something else that plays a significant role in this: the desire to simplify life. As we age, we naturally begin to simplify our lives. We might want to focus on fewer things, letting go of unnecessary possessions, commitments, and, yes, even social obligations. When you're younger, you're often juggling so many things: work, family, social events, and more. But as you age, you start to realize that you don't need to maintain that same level of busyness. You don't need to be everywhere, do everything, or please everyone. The desire for simplicity is a powerful force that encourages you to focus on the activities, people, and experiences that truly bring you joy. Simplicity can be incredibly freeing. It allows you to live more intentionally, to focus on what matters most, and to let go of what no longer serves you. For some people, this might mean cutting back on social events, saying no to invitations, and spending more time in solitude or with a close-knit circle. There's a lot of wisdom in this desire to simplify, and it's something that many people experience as they enter their later years. The less cluttered your life is, whether physically, emotionally, or socially, the more room you have for peace, contentment, and joy. Now that we've explored the psychological reasons behind avoiding people as you age, let's take a moment to acknowledge that all of these feelings are completely normal. It's part of the natural process of growing older. Your need for personal space, your changing priorities, your desire for emotional peace. All of these are healthy responses to the life experiences you've accumulated. The key is to accept these changes with grace and compassion, without guilt or shame. At the same time, it's important to strike a balance. While it's perfectly normal to desire more alone time, or to feel less inclined to socialize, it's also important to maintain meaningful connections. Relationships are vital for our emotional well-being, and staying connected to the people who matter to us is essential. It's not about avoiding people completely, but about finding the right balance that works for you. It's okay to say no when you need to, but it's also okay to seek out moments of connection when you feel ready. You don't have to force yourself into social situations that feel uncomfortable or draining. At the same time, don't let the fear of socializing stop you from enjoying the relationships that truly bring you happiness. Find what works best for you, whether that means spending more time in quiet reflection or embracing new ways to engage with those you care about. Remember, aging doesn't mean losing your desire for connection. It just means your approach to relationships evolves. Embrace this new phase with open arms, knowing that it's okay to value your time, your peace, and your well-being above all else. You are in control of your social life, and it's completely normal to choose the interactions that make you feel most alive. I'd love to hear how you've navigated social changes in your own life. How have your relationships evolved as you've gotten older? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more insights on living your best life after 60. Here's to embracing the wisdom and peace that come with age.